welcome to another video and welcome to episode 2 of Wrapped Up Around the World. So this week, this month, this episode of Wrapped Up is going to be a tiny bit different. Actually it's not really, but I'm in a reading slump. I am struggling with anything, with reading anything, to be totally honest, but anything that I am reading, I'm wanting to be fast-paced. I want to be, exciting and just generally engaging. So I basically am looking for a thriller. I could do a romance, potentially. I don't think I've got any romances in my pile of wrapped up books. I might have got one or two like YA romances. Like I think I've got Crazy Rich Asians, which I think would be great. But yeah, I'm really hunting out for a thriller in this episode. And I am going to, in the theme of being kind to ourselves, if I unwrap something that I look at and I'm like, absolutely no chance, I am going to allow myself to unwrap a second book. I don't know what I'll do if I unwrap two books that I really am not keen on. Basically, I don't want a slow-paced book. I don't want a literary book. I don't want a non-fiction. I don't want a historical. So I need to be a little bit clever with my picking, I think. Let's go to the shelf and get ourselves a shortlist. So, in the idea of hunting for a thriller, I think we're going for a book that's around about 300 pages. So I think that one and that one look like they're about 300 pages. That one I'm going to take. I'm going to take that one. I'm not looking at any of the sparkly ones. I'm going to take that one as well because it looks like the wrapping is coming off. I don't think it is, but I'm going to take that one. Right, there's my stack of 5. We're going to, well, maybe it is being unwrapped, and we're going to see what we get. Okay, so I have got my 5 books here, and what I'm just going to do is shuffle them up in front of me here, and I'm going to just pick up 2 and completely randomly decide one that I'm keeping and one that I'm not. I'm going to get through that way. Keeping you, getting rid of you. Shuffle my books up. Keeping you, getting rid of that one. Shuffle these ones up. Keeping you, don't want you. And then of these last 2, I don't know why I shuffled them. I've only got 2 here. Getting rid of you, keeping you. Okay, scary. Let's see. Let's see what this one is. And like I said, I am allowing myself the opportunity to unwrap a second one if this one is one that I'm really not interested in. This isn't feeling good. This doesn't feel like it is a thriller. I don't want this one. This is Homegoing by Yagayasi. This does sound like a really interesting book. I am very excited to read this book, but I can't read this right now. It's too much of a literary book for me to be able to read right now, so I'm going to say no, and that one is going to probably get rewrapped. But I'm going to just, of these last 4, let's go for the one that looks like it's being opened. I'm really nervous because if this one isn't something that I want to read, I don't know what I do. I know what it is. I don't know what to do. This one's Clara and the Sun by Kazu Shigeru. This one's more of a sci-fi. I don't know. Do I unwrap one more? I feel like if I unwrap another one, that's really cheating. I'm going to unwrap one more, but I'm not going to rewrap these ones yet. And the idea will be, hopefully, this one will be a good one. And then hopefully I can get through maybe even more than one. Please be a nice one. I'm sorry, this is really completely cheating. Okay, no, this one I'm good with. Everything by Nicola Yoon. It's a YA. Maddie is allergic to the world. She hasn't left her house in 17 years. Ollie is the boy next door. He's determined to find a way to reach her. Everything is about the crazy risks we take for love. Yes, this is what I want. This is what I want. It's romantic. It's going to be fairly fast paced because it's a YA. Okay, yes, I'm excited. I'm really glad I cheated. These other fully wrapped ones are going to go back on the shelf. I'm not going to rewrap these ones just yet. They will get rewrapped. But I think what I'm going to do is hopefully everything. I don't know why I just decided to throw that across my bed then. Hopefully everything is a fairly quick read. If possible, just because I have fully cheated and I'm going to say this and I'm regretting even saying this. Hopefully I can finish everything and then I might try and pick up Clara and the Sun. I realise that kind of defeats the point of the fact that I'm in a reading slump and I'm struggling reading anything. So I'll be clever with that idea. Today is Thursday. I will be starting everything possibly tomorrow. I'm currently reading 2 books at the moment. I usually have got 2 books on the go, so that's fine. But I want to finish one of them before I pick up another book. I think one of the issues that I found last week, which is kind of like started this slump, is I was starting too many books. So I'm going to try and start this one hopefully tomorrow, potentially Saturday. And this vlog will be running up until next Wednesday. So if I've managed to read this one quickly, if I finish this one before the weekend's over, then I might pick up Clara and the Sun. If this one runs into next week, then I won't be picking up Clara and the Sun. Just purely because this one actually is slightly bigger. Well, it's not actually very long at all. It's bigger. It's shorter than I thought. This one's about 340 pages compared to 300 for everything. So just saying, I'm very impressed seeing as I was going for books between 300 and 350 pages. Go me. But yeah, this one is a little bit bigger, and because I think it is going to be a slower paced book, I don't want to start this one if I've only got a couple of days to read it in. I don't want to like rush it, but if I can start this one tomorrow, potentially even get it finished by say Saturday, I would quite happily pick up this one on Sunday. But everything is going to be my book for this week for Wrapped Up Around the World. So Nicola Yoon grew up in Jamaica and also in Brooklyn, so I believe she is part Jamaican, so this one would count for Jamaica for my Round the World challenge. I am excited to read this. This does sound really intriguing. This does sound really good. This is giving me energy, so I'm very, very happy about that. Do let me know down below. Have you read everything? Did you like it? I mean, obviously you're gonna see my thoughts on it fairly soon, but right at this moment I've never read it. I've never read anything by Nicola Yoon. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on it. Also, what are your thoughts on my cheating? Would you have gone for either of these ones? I do feel really bad because I do feel like both of these I really want to read. Like, these are 2 very good options that came off the shelf. They're just not ones that I think I'm capable of reading right now. Homegoing, I feel, deserves more brain power than I have. And Clara and the Sun, I think, is going to be a little bit too speculative. Too much in the fantasy sci-fi speculative element for me to kind of actually connect with right now. So I'm very excited that everything came out. and I'm gonna get reading as soon as I can. I'll see you in a bit. Good evening. It is Saturday evening. It's about 9:30, I think. I'm watching Becca's Patreon sprints. I've said this many times before, but I love Becca's sprints because I just really like her dice sprints. I like the fact that every sprint is a different length of time. Don't ask me why, it works for me. I love it. I will sometimes, if I really need to read a book, I will find her old sprints and watch them back because they work for me. I have got 2 sleepy pets on my lap and a dead leg because Bracken's heavy head and Bella's heavy head are on the same leg. Hello, baby. But they're being very snuggly. Anywho, I am about 100 pages through Everything, and I'm really enjoying it. This is really, really cute. I mean, it's YA contemporary, it's very sweet. So we're following Madeline, who is allergic to the world. She has got a disease where she is literally allergic to everything. She has to stay in a clean, environment. So if people want to come and visit her, they need to be decontaminated. That process takes about an hour. There's an airlock to get into her house. It's a lot. And she has got a new next door neighbour called Ollie. They have started talking to each other via email, and at this point they have just now met for the first time in person. It's really, really cute. I am genuinely enjoying this. I've just seen this is blurbed by Jennifer Niven, who wrote All the Bright Places, which is another YA contemporary that I really, really enjoyed. I can give me some, I guess, almost like John Green vibes, but I'm really liking it. I don't have very much to say. What I like it's got a semi-mixed media, well, it has got a mixed media format, so there's these little Life is Short book reviews. There is a part where, I'm not going to be able to find it now, where it's got her childhood journal in here. But I really like it. It's going to be a very, very quick read. So I've been reading for 40 minutes and I've got 100 pages in. But that is, like I said, some of the pages, oh, sorry, boo-boo. Some of the pages are like this. They've got barely any writing on at all. So I don't think it's going to be a long read at all. I'll get this one finished tomorrow, I expect, which means I think I will pick up Clara and the Sun. Again, Clara and the Sun probably isn't the book that I want to be reading right now. So I am going to be kind to myself with that one. And it may be that I read part of it and then, it may be that I kind of soft DNF it and come back to it in a later wrapped up video. But for now, I'm just really, really enjoying everything, to be totally honest. And I'm going to go back and read some more. Hello, it's Sunday afternoon and I have just finished Everything. This book's really, really cute. It didn't actually make me cry, but it made me feel the feels. So we follow Madeline, who has a disease where she is basically allergic to the world. She is living effectively in a bubble. She meets a guy called Ollie, who is her neighbour, and falls for him. He comes to her house. He goes through decontamination, comes to her house. They have their first kiss. Her mum finds out and basically, I was going to say grounds her, but I mean, she already can't leave the house anyway, but turns off the internet and everything like that, so they can't communicate. Then Madeline runs away. She and Ollie go to Hawaii. And I won't say sort of what happens from that point on, but this book, I kind of want a sequel. I want to know what happens next. It's one of those books that now it's finished, I'm like, that was beautiful, but I need to know more. It really warmed my heart while also being, I don't know, it was kind of pensive and sad at times, while also not, but yet hopeful. I don't know if I'm making any sense whatsoever, but I really liked it. I haven't yet rated it. I'm going to do that now in a minute, but because it is Sunday afternoon, I am going to start my second wrapped up book of this vlog, which is Clara and the Sun. This one is slightly longer, I think. Oh no, maybe it isn't. This one is 340 pages. It feels longer than that because it feels like it's on thick paper. But I am going to start reading this one. I don't know what I'm going to feel about Clara and the Sun, because I think it's going to be really, really good. I just don't know if it's one that I'm wanting to read right now. But it's kind of sci-fi speculative, which does make me nervous because, like I've said in the last few vlogs, I'm in a bit of a fantasy slump, and I am trying to avoid reading fantasy or anything that is too kind of fantasy adjacent, and sci-fi speculative feels quite fantasy adjacent. But in this one, I'm just kind of reading off the back here. We're following Clara, who's an artificial friend. Remains hopeful that a customer will choose her, and is warned not to invest too much in promises of humans. So I think it's sort of just following Clara's life as an artificial friend. I think this is a book that I could enjoy. Oh, look at all those greasy fingerprints I've got on it. Yeah, I think it's a book that I could really enjoy. It also could go completely over my head and be too slow paced and just be a bit of a drag and not for me right now. So I am going to, again, like I said earlier, I am going to be kind to myself while reading this one and potentially put it down. If I'm finding that it's not working for me right now, it might be one that I put down and I pick up again at a later date. Hello, it's Tuesday evening, and I feel like I should start reading Clara and the Sun, because otherwise this whole vlog was like one book and it was less than 24 hours to read it, and I think I had about one update. But it's Tuesday evening and I want this vlog to be finished on Thursday, and I don't think I'm going to finish Clara and the Sun by Thursday, so I don't know whether I should start Clara and the Sun. I do not know what to do. I'm really enjoying it. This week it is Literature Readathon hosted by Steph at Steph Loves, and I've just finished my first book for that one. It started yesterday, which was a 5-star, which is like one of the it's the first 5-star I've had this year. So I'm really feeling reading romance, so I just don't know if I want to pick up Clara and the Sun. I might read like the first chapter and check back in with you, kind of do like a first chapter challenge on it. This is it, I really do want to read it, but I just don't know if I can read it now, because I don't want to slow down my reading and force myself to read this one when I'm enjoying reading romances. I also have got so many workbooks I need to read in the next 2 weeks. So I don't want this one to feel like a pressure that I've got to get it read, which is a ridiculous pressure, but I do that to myself quite often, where I've started a book, so I feel like I have to now prioritise it even though I'm not enjoying it. And this is it, I think I will enjoy this one, but I think I need brain energy. I think I'm talking myself out of reading this book. I'm going to do a first chapter challenge, and at the very least tell you my thoughts on the first chapter. I may not actually read it, but I am going to, at the very least, tell you about the first chapter. It's a cop-out, aware of that. Fully cheating this episode, but there we go. Good morning, it's Wednesday morning. I've started reading Clara and the Sun. I realise this doesn't really have chapters. Also, I'm going to just say now, sorry, I have got this one. Yes, bouncing around wanting to go out. So I'm up to page 17 in Clara and the Sun. So I am going to actually rewrap this one. I am enjoying it. I think it will be an interesting read, but I think it's going to be a bit too slow paced for what I'm looking for right now. I also think that it is a little bit, I don't know, is it kind of sci-fi, speculative, utopia maybe? It's all that little bit too close to fantasy for what I'm wanting right now. If this was going to be a really, really fast-paced read, I might be able to cope with that kind of speculative element. But at the moment, while still being in this fantasy slump, slow-paced plus bordering fantasy is just not what I'm able to read right now. So I'm going to actually rewrap Clara and the Sun. I'm going to leave my bookmark in it at page 17. Good chance that I will unwrap this one again, mainly because I have run out of the Christmas wrapping paper I was using, and yes, Bracken, I'm talking. So I'm going to be wrapping it in the paper that comes over the Who Gives a Crap toilet bowls, because we reuse in this house. So it will be fairly obvious which one this one will be, but I am going to just rewrap it and again pick it up again potentially in the next couple of months. I'm intrigued. I do want to read it, but like I said, I just don't think that this is something that I can read right now. I think it is not going to help my reading slump if I push myself through reading this right now, which does unfortunately mean that I will be wrapping up this vlog now. So my apologies that this is a very boring, very fast vlog, but thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please do leave me a like, subscribe down below, and I will see you next month for the next episode of Wrapped Up, where hopefully, I'll actually be able to read for a week. Bye.